Hello everybody and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today we have some amazing stories to go over, including comfort concerns for the upcoming and highly anticipated Phantom Covert Ops, Half-Life Alyx getting official mod support and lightsabers, and there is a slew of amazing new software updates, including a cloud-based streaming service from Nvidia. So if you end up enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Okay guys, let's get into this. Okay guys, so first up, starting with the game news, Gorn, the comically brutal gladiator title, is finally coming to the PlayStation VR. Now this game actually made it into my most recommended VR titles video, and that was games that you the viewers recommend to me above anything else. Continuing with some PlayStation VR news, we finally have a new release date for Iron Man VR. While I don't actually play PlayStation VR games, we are seeing more and more titles eventually become cross-platform, so I'm really hoping this title succeeds, and maybe I'll eventually get to give it a try one day on either PC or the PlayStation VR 2. Okay, so next up, the open beta for Echo VR is still ongoing, and cross-play support with Oculus Rift owners is now available. The game is an absolute blast and I recommend it to everyone, and we can expect a huge surge in the player base now. So next up, the Tetris Effect also released on the Oculus Quest last week. This game takes the classic Tetris that you know and love and adds a little bit of a psychedelic trip to it. So if you needed a version of Tetris that pumps you up a little bit more, go ahead and pick up this game. So next up, we have two PC VR games releasing this week. The first is The Persistence. This is a horror and stealth-based roguelite title that was originally a PlayStation exclusive. A PC VR version will be available on Steam this Thursday, May 21st. Now I do want to cover this title, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it because one, it looks a little bit too spooky, and two, I'm covering the next title on our list today, and that is Space Team VR. This game will also be releasing on the 21st. It's a cooperative party game for up to 6 people where you have to shout out random instructions to people. I actually just live streamed it today and it is absolutely hilarious playing with people online. It plays like a really quirky version of Bop It combined with Star Trek Bridge Crew. So if you guys are interested, come back to the channel on Thursday as I will have a review up. So our last game update before moving into the software news is some comfort concerns for Phantom Covert Ops. If you're not familiar with this title, it is an Oculus exclusive stealth-based kayak game. As odd as that mechanic sounds, the road to VR says it truly works. The shortcoming is the forced usage of smooth turning. So in the entire game, you are in a kayak and you have an assortment of tools and weapons at your disposal. Now this is a smooth locomotion title, but snap turning is not available as an option. And making sharp turns in the kayak is bound to make some people uncomfortable. Smooth turning is one of the #1 causes of VR motion sickness, and the game is currently relying on a heavy dosage of vignetting during those sharp turns, but it might not be enough for all players. Now this game still has over a month until it releases, so let's hope they can find a little bit better of a solution. Okay guys, let's move into the software news because we have a lot to talk about. We knew it was coming, but now it's officially here. The Half-Life Alyx mod tools have dropped, and right behind it are lightsabers. Steam Workshop integration is there, so we're going to be one click away from trying out some amazing new game mods. Since we were already seeing amazing stuff before the tools were released, I could almost guarantee one of my new videos in the near future will be the best Half-Life Alyx mods. So next up, Apple has purchased NextVR, a VR live streaming company. While it's not fully clear what Apple has in store for NextVR, the company did hold some pretty amazing patents, especially on upscaling VR content. This allowed for a high quality viewing experience of live events while in VR. I would personally love to see this technology used for VR game streams, ideally something that hooks into the game in a more spectator mode, similar to the way the software Live works. Okay, so next up, we basically got a bombshell from Oculus this week, and that is the Oculus Link now supports basically any cable. That's right, they basically destroyed their $80 link cable product and went ahead pulling an Oprah saying everybody gets a link cable. The cable that actually came with your Oculus Quest will now function as a link cable. Just don't expect it to perform as well. If you're going to be doing high-end gaming, something like Half-Life Alyx, well, the bandwidth on the USB 2.0 cable just won't be enough. You're going to experience either some quality issues or stuttering or additional latency. This actually works as a great gateway. It will introduce more Oculus Quest gamers to PSVR titles. And if you want to, you can just go out there and buy a better cable. So next up is easily the most exciting announcement, and that is Nvidia launching the CloudXR 1.0 SDK. Now this is a suite of tools designed to allow cloud-based rendering of AR and VR games. Now this has the potential to remove the high-end hardware barrier that we currently have with VR. Your options are currently purchasing an expensive PC or using a lower powered device like the Oculus Quest. A streaming service could potentially offer a third option, allowing for high quality content on low-end devices. Now they're obviously gearing up to be ready for 5G enabled devices, something we will most likely see in the new Qualcomm XR2 mobile headsets, but my concern is always latency and not so much bandwidth. We just got a sample of reduced bandwidth with the Oculus Link on USB 2.0, and we know it's possible. What we can't get past is increased latency. Personally, I think this can have a huge impact for AR, but I'm still very skeptical for VR applications. Any mismatch of information or increased latency could be a quick trip to Nausea Town. Now, Nvidia is actually supplying physical hardware, and this is not just a video encoder, and game developers wouldn't need to make any modifications to their titles. So I'm going to remain skeptically optimistic for this. Game streaming services are a crapshoot, but GeForce Now does work exceptionally well. Okay guys, that was today's new VR news. Unfortunately, there were no new hardware updates, and I think this is only the second time in the last 6 months of covering the news that actually happened. But don't worry guys, I'm actually starting to hear a bunch of rumors, and I think I should have some amazing stuff to report on by the end of the month. Okay guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know what you guys are most excited for, and I will see you guys on next time.